All right, here I am to show you my little world. I have Journey Maps, which is a program that shows how big your world is. This is how much of the world I've visited. Not my, plus a little excursion to see lava chicken over here. This little bit is all I've seen. You want to know how much world there is? A lot of world. And yet I have a whole universe in here. First of all, we have the cherry tree. So if we go inside here, which is inside the tree, we find this little house. And here is a ladder up inside the cherry tree. Inside the cherry tree, oops, ladders are fun. We have a little tiny garden and a very long, very long staircase. You don't know how long it took to build this or how many times I bumped my head. Thank goodness I'm in creative mode and could just fly, or it would have been a huge headache falling off and killing myself several times, no doubt. Goodness knows I've done that often enough in the survival mode when I was still silly enough to try to build things in that mode. And I think we're near the top of the staircase now. And yes, it really was. Ah! Okay, we're going to fly to the top now instead of showing you the full journey because I am too impatient to walk up again, even if I am apparently terrible at flying. It's really not that much easier to fly than it is to walk when you have this much windiness and things in the way. But here we are at the top, at the ladder again. And we can fly. Okay, never mind. We're going to walk up the ladder if we can get everything working properly. And at the top of the ladder, we find ourselves inside the cherry tree. And I have this beautiful little house where you can see the whole world, or my whole world. And here we are looking down on the mushroom forest, the human aquarium, and my dream palace, as well as the fairy lantern, which I just created today. And we have a little bedroom here and a little view out the other side. So we can see most of the world from here, including my little tiny village where the villagers live. And before I fix things, they like to climb up on top of the roads and spin in circles, which was lots of fun. And it took me a while to figure out how to get them to stop doing it. Now, I would just jump over the side, but there's something I want to show you inside. So we're going to go back down again. Hopefully it'll be faster this way. And back down. And here we are inside in a little house, which is inside the tree. Oops, wrong direction. But when I was hollowing this all out, I found something else inside. And so here we go down, and you'll notice the hallway is color coded so I know which direction to go. Otherwise, I would get lost. There's so many twists and turns. And as I hollowed this all out, I came across this beautiful, magical, enchanted cavern full of water and fish and beauty and, well, cool squid. It goes on forever, forever and ever and ever. There's just more to see. No matter how far you go, there's just more. I mean, look, how beautiful is that? And we've even got lava. Isn't it amazing? This is just the coolest place ever. And it just came like this. I didn't even do it. So now we're going to teleport back, which is another cool feature of Journey Maps and why I have that mod installed. And here we are at the Mushroom Village. The Mushroom Village is a little tiny place with giant mushrooms. The ones over here I grew, and the big one I made myself. It's okay. And up here we have a greenhouse that I built today, following plans off the internet. Well, I saw the picture and tried to imitate it as best I could. And now we have crops growing, and I really like it. That's why I copied it. And we come down here, and they have all these little themed paths, so you know where you're going and which direction to go. And we have our decorative bridge. This was a pain in the half to build. I got some of it from seeing a picture online, but trying to figure out where the arches should go and where to place all of the rails, and where to place the trusses. It's just a nightmare. I wish I was better at math. This would be so much easier if I was good at math. But I am terrible at math, and so I had to keep compensating for all of my inadequacies. And as we get to the other island, we see a bamboo forest and pandas. It's so cool. And here we have my house. Now, in my imagination, my house is, you enter my house through a temple. So you come in here and come to this beautiful hall filled with furniture, elegance, and just, beauty. And I love the color scheme, of course, since it's pink. And as we come up here, you enter the most important room of the entire building, which is my personal room. Now, it would look better in my imagination, but I think it turned out really well. We have a stained glass ceiling, cherry trees in the middle corners, a balcony, the staircase coming down to circle it, bed, of course, and a little sitting area. This is the center of my house, the place where I spend most of my time lounging in bed, in my imagination, lounging in bed with my house guests. And this is where I want to be. And there's only one entrance, which is through the temple. Now, as we go back through the temple, we come down and we see the outside of the main building, which is modeled after an English manor house. And that's over there is the breezeway towards my room. And on this side, we have a traditional, as much as I can make it, a traditional English garden. I'm really proud of the door design, which I came up with. And then I ripped off my room's double staircase. I love those. We have a tiny little English garden with traditional roses and peonies. It's a very pretty view. Then we come up this gateway again and into the main house. On the left, we have the rooms for my house, the five, and my house guests. On the left, we have Deadpool's room, which is modeled after a particularly explosive birthday cake, which is what I think you would like. And the furniture is, of course, red and black. On the right, we have Hawkeye's room with a arrow slit as a window, and of course, it's purple. And as we go up to his sniper nest at the top, where he can be hidden and see the world and shoot at them if he wants. And apparently we're going back down. And over here on the right, we have the 006 and 007's English cottage. It's obviously too small, the wrong colors, a terrible place to live. But in my imagination, their rooms are small because they're expected to use their own imaginations and create rooms that they would like. This is just a representation of what I might have given them when they first moved in, that they would then have altered to suit themselves. This is my best rendition of an English flag, and it's an Union Jack, and it's obviously quite terrible. But here, if we get out and about, we have a staircase to my other two house guests, Alpha 17 and Fox. On the left, we have Alpha 17's room. He is a bit of a, I can't say the word, not nice person. Well, asshole, okay, asshole. We have his armor stand, his bone bed, because he is a badass. And on the right, we have Fox's room. First of all, the gigantic cup of coffee, the coffee maker, his chest with coffee, his armaments, and his armor stand, because he's a soldier, a clone, a bookcase, because he's studious, he's smart, and a cherry tree, because, I like it, and he's kind of, sweet on me. And down here, the bunk beds are for the visiting brothers of Alpha 17 and Fox, because in my head, they have their own galaxy. But some of them like to come and, spend the night and hang out. So up here on the right, hidden, we have the secret passage to the Vaude hangout room, where they can party and enjoy themselves. The disco floor with the lamps, all the art, a jukebox, a coffee maker, and a counter, and of course, all the mods. And hidden back here is Bucky's room. He wanted to be in the safest, most secure place he could, with the most austere furnishings he could, because he's just like that. And a lodestone, which is a compass to get home, a way to get home using a compass in this game, which is personally symbolic to him, because home and safety are very important to him, which is also why his door is a cell door, because he feels like being locked away is the most secure he can possibly be. And the blue and red color scheme here is blue for Alpha and red for Fox, because those are their personal colors. We have the VOD's armor chest, their crafting table, their smithing table, so they can create their arms and weapons. We will come back to that room later. Here on the left, we have my library, which is where I spend time socializing with my guests. We have a beautiful ceiling. I've imagined this one forever. I just wish my poor mouse skills had not made it so it's asymmetrical. So I think it could have been very beautiful if I could have made it the way it is in my head. And of course, we have a huge library, as you would expect, my desk. And out here, a true Maxfield Parrish worthy patio with the landscape just like the Greek islands he depicted so often. This on here, the hill on the left here came naturally. The one on the right, I made myself. Isn't that pretty awesome? It turned out pretty well, I think. It was just a flat expanse of stone before I started. So, yeah, it was a lot of work, but I think it was worth it. And as we come back in, we go to the left and we find what I've already showed you before because it's so cool. The taco room, Deadpool's room. And before all these walls were white, so I need to correct that because this should look like a Taco Bell and the walls, everything's turned rusted. I don't know why. And because it's also Deadpool's room, you can go inside the taco because, that's just what you do with the taco. You, if you're Deadpool, you go inside, you hang out, and this would actually have a taco shop inside it, as well as a place to sleep because in the imaginary world, because taco room, tacos are for everything. And over here we have the Five Guys hangout. We have a place for drinks, This would have a mini, if this was in my imagination, there would be a mini palm tree, cocktails, and of course the coffee maker. And inside a locked gate with a privacy hedge and trees blocking the view, we have their personal hot tub where everyone likes to hang out and just, get together and socialize. And here we have one-way glass so they can see out, but no one can see in because they like to feel safe because soldiers, assassins. And oops, that's not where the door out is. And they have a door out. Where is the door out? They have a door out to their private beach where we hang out and look at the waves. And this is actually a portal to the end, if you believe it. Sam and I set it up, but then it didn't work, so now it's a jacuzzi. Because, why not use a portal to another dimension, a hell dimension, as a jacuzzi, as you do. And it comes with palm trees, which I looked up a tutorial for online, and I think they turned out really well. And let's go back inside, and I will show you the piece de resistance, the thing that I have been dying to show you because it is so real in my mind. And while the one here is a pale shadow of what it is in my head, it's still really cool to have made it a reality. This is meant to be an ear, the ear to the inside of my head. So if you come inside, you come into my conscious mind. This is all the facts and knowledge and things that come into my head and are swirling around, ideas, thoughts running through my head all every day of them, every moment of every day, just piling up over and over and over again. So much. My head is so full. Now here is the desk of the long overworked person in charge of the conscious mind, of sorting all this information and sending it down below through the subconscious to be a long-term memory. Over his desk is the scream, because he is frustrated always. And over here is the painting, The Persistence of Memory, because that's what it's all about is memory. So now we go down through the subconscious mind to the long-term memory. The subconscious mind is this is the tube where all the memories travel through, from the conscious to the long-term memory, and when the conscious makes a memory quest, from long-term memory back up to the conscious. Long-term memory processes the memories every day, stores the important ones, and sends the trivia and unimportant data back out into this realm here, where it turns into dreams and fantasies. It is a magical, half-seen world with ideas flitting back and forth like colorful phantasms, mystical shapes seen only dimly through glass. And we'll take a long, slow journey down so you can appreciate the whole trip, even though you may not appreciate it as much as I do. I think it's rather beautiful, even if it doesn't quite capture what's in my head. I mean, none of us can, but it's still so neat to be able to make it into a thing and actually show it to people. I mean, how often do you get to do that? How often can you show people what the things that are inside your head? I mean, it's just such a gift to be able to do that. But let's go down faster. Now here we have long-term memory. This is a place even fuller than short-term memory, stacked to the ceiling with bookcases. And that is a room for the librarian who lives here, because of course I had to hire a librarian. There is no way I can manage all this by myself. That's his assistant. The librarian himself is around here somewhere. I don't know. Probably in his room. There he is. That's the actual librarian. Probably saying whoosh all the time. And that concludes my tour of my world. I hope you appreciate it as much as I do, and I look forward to how much more I can do with the rest of this world. Hey guys, what? Okay, I'll shut up now.